Welcome back, Warrior. I hope you're doing well. I'm really excited to be filming today because I took a little break from it and I just had a lot going on and I didn't want to give like 50% doing videos. I always want to be giving my complete effort and attention because you guys deserve that, and that's why I'm here, to be real, to be giving you as much as I can. I just want to share a little bit about me, a little bit about my past, because personally, I believe that when talking about mental health with people, the best way to get something across is not by sharing statistics, not by sharing stuff from a psychology textbook. It's by sharing experiences. And people relate so much better when you share something that could be similar to something they experienced. I need to stay true to that and just be raw with you guys. I'm excited to be back, and I would like to talk about the power of the mind. This kind of relates to the phrase that I like to say, we are warriors, because I truly believe we are warriors due to the fact that every day we wake up and we are in a constant battle with our own minds. And that is exhausting. Your mind isn't going anywhere. You're in a battle with yourself a lot of the time. And what I mean by this is, if you're a pretty happy-go-lucky, positive person, your mind can play tricks on you and convince you to maybe not be so positive one day. If you're in not such a positive place with yourself, it could be telling you negative things about yourself. So I do believe that we are warriors because we are constantly battling our own minds, and we have to take every day as it comes when it comes to our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with our minds. Every day up until today, we have survived. You know, it may have been hanging on by a thread or just barely making it, but every single day of your life, you have made it through, and you were able to wake up today knowing that you overcame everything that was presented to you so far. And every battle that has come up, you have gotten through. You're a badass. This video is called The Power of the Mind. It's been over 10 years that I've been diagnosed with a mental illness, and I can say that my mind is so powerful, and I don't just say that in a positive light. It has the potential to really tear me apart, but it's also very malleable. You can fall into a trap of constant negativity, but just as easily as you can fall into that trap, you can also pull yourself out of that and start looking at things in a more positive light. I'm very hopeful. I am very optimistic. I'm very positive. When something bad happens, I'm immediately looking for the silver lining. I'm immediately looking, like, what can I gain from this? What can I learn from this? How can this improve me overall as a person? But it hasn't always been that way. A few years ago, it was actually the complete opposite. Like, as a kid, I was always really happy-go-lucky and positive and optimistic. And then when some pretty severe mental illnesses cropped up, I gave up altogether. So I do want to share what's helped me get back to a place of looking at things with rose-colored lenses, if you will. And even on my dark days, I truly try to see the positive and see the light, even if it's just one little thing. I want to focus on how we can shape our thoughts to work in our favor, to build us up and motivate us and just achieve what we can achieve, because I think so many times we have these dreams and the only thing really keeping us from reaching them is our self-doubt and the self-deprecation that we speak so freely to ourselves. Sometimes it's a very subconscious thing, like our subconscious thoughts could be telling us that we can't achieve certain things, and whatever it is that we may be dreaming of doing, it's impossible. So we have to look at those things that we want in life, the kind of person that we want to be in life, and then ask ourselves, what is it that is stopping us from reaching that potential? I went through a time where I truly didn't think I had any potential. I was in the thick of it with my mental health, and everything had kind of plummeted, and I was so negative to myself. I said the worst things to myself, and I didn't realize that I could actually change that. I thought it was just going to be that way forever. So if you feel that way, I'm here to tell you I have been there, and it's not always going to be that way. And I'm so sorry that you are feeling that, because it's it's just such a harmful place to be. And the worst part is, like, you can't escape your own voice inside your head. I'm going to be sharing how I have kind of gained control of my mind, my subconscious, and reshaped the way I view myself, the way my thoughts are fired even when I'm not completely aware of them. When we start to acknowledge our thoughts, the positive, the negative, the bland, boring ones, we become aware of them, and that helps us then shape any bad thoughts into maybe more realistic ones, because I think most of our bad thoughts are just lies. It's like our mind's way of showing its fear. It tricks us into thinking that we cannot accomplish some things, when really we are so capable of accomplishing pretty much anything we can set our mind to. But to get there, we have to train our minds to think more positively. I've worked for years and years and years on reshaping my thoughts, and I still struggle with it every day. So even if you're a pro at positivity, optimism, being hopeful for your future, we can always practice more. We can always get better. And that's what life is about, improving ourselves every day. All right, so a little background on me. When I was around 13, 14, I was diagnosed with my first mental illness, which was depression. At that time, I was also diagnosed with anorexia. So you can only imagine what my self-image was like. I was so negative towards myself. I nitpicked absolutely everything. I thought I was ugly. I thought I wasn't enough. I thought no one cared about me. I had the depressive thoughts, but then I also had the anorexia thoughts. And those together just completely destroyed my self-worth, like how I viewed myself. And then over the years, I continued to struggle with my body image, mostly due to the fact that I was a dancer for so many years. I just perceived myself in such a bad way. For most of my life, I have struggled with my body image. I will have days where I look in the mirror and I'm just completely disgusted with what I see. And I don't like saying that. I don't like admitting that, because I have come such a long way and it isn't as bad as it used to be. But I'm not going to lie to you guys, I still struggle with it every single day. My body image is one of the biggest struggles that I have. And I don't know if that's going to be with me the rest of my life, but what I can do is work on training myself to think more positive thoughts or countering those negative thoughts with more real ones. Just an example in regards to my body, one of the thoughts is, you're not thin enough. And something I can throw back at it is, you work so hard every day for your body. You are strong, you are fit, your body holds you, it carries you, you have the capacity to run. Your body is your temple. And I was made unique. I was made with a body that no other person has. And with this body, I can do so much. I can dance, I can run, I can lift weights, I can do so many different things with it. And so that's a way that I can kind of counteract or counter-argue that negative, demeaning thought that I have about myself. So I think, like a lot of people, I had this plan and idea that I was going to go to college for 4 years and then start my job, my dream job. That would be my career. And then starting a family would come with that. And I had it kind of mapped out in my head, not too detailed, but obviously my mental health took a huge toll on me and I wasn't able to continue school. So I had to shift my sight from that exact path, and I had to shift it to something that is more realistic for me. So there are days when I tell myself, I'm just going to be very blunt. I tell myself, you aren't capable. There are some really ugly thoughts that I tell myself. And most of the time I don't even realize I'm saying these things to myself, or that my mind is telling me those things. When I tell myself I'm not capable because I'm not on the path that I thought I was going to go down, I tell myself that I'm experiencing things now that I never could have if I was not diagnosed with my mental illness. So if I had stayed in school for 4 years, I would not have found my voice in telling my story. Heck, my story wouldn't be my story. It would have been something totally different. And I have grown resilient because of the things I have had to face. And maybe I wouldn't have ended up being resilient because I hadn't faced hardships. And I also have grown such a sense of empathy. I just kind of understand people because of all the stuff I've been through. Also, I have the wisdom of having experienced so many things that I can now share and give back to people because I've been through so much. So that's a way that I counter that. I have a challenge for you guys. Take out a piece of paper and write down the biggest lie that you tell yourself. Now, first you might have to take a few minutes and think of the different things that you find yourself hearing from yourself every day, and then determine which ones are lies. And usually the ones that are lies are very opinionated, don't really have much ground to stand on. They are very harsh. So take the number one lie that you think is holding you back in life. Maybe it's a lie that prevents you from being the best version of yourself. Maybe it's a lie that keeps you from doing the things that you love. Take that lie, write it down. Now crumble it up, throw it away. You can even cut it up. Whatever you feel like doing, and just throw it away. Now, write down a new thought, one that is in response to that. one that is positive, is more realistic, is something that you would tell your best friend if your best friend had told you that thought that you just threw away about themselves and you were like, no, you can't be talking like that to yourself. And then what would you say in return? So you threw away that thought that is taking up so much of your mind, and now you are countering it with something even stronger, with something that is going to help you reach your potential. I want you to look at that every day and remind yourself that you are capable, you are enough, you are strong enough, you have successfully made it through every single day of your life, and you will continue to do so because you are capable. You've got this. You've got this. Thank you for watching.